Good morning, everyone. Very stupid o'clock. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. And yes, we're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. Before that, the usual disclaimers. Number one, yes, I'm aware I look like crap this morning, alright? I am lazy, I'm brain dead, and yes, the roommate is playing freeze out with me. So, yeah, there's that. All right, disclaimers. So, in the description box, you're going to see the link to the article the JRC does not want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics, in which they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals from all over the world in regards to the quote unquote behavioral treatment program at the Judge Rotenberg Center. In fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so damn much. They have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not yank it from the website. So, folks, read that article and share on all your social media, alright? We also have in the description box a link to NeuroClastic's public statement on the matter. And down at the bottom of the description box, we have their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding in case the JRC actually has the balls to see through their threat, alright? We also have the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. Folks, trigger warning, when we talk about the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of it. Catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Also, trigger warning, you're about to hear some of the most word-salady bunch of fucking stupid you're probably going to hear all week. So, calming tea, whatever you need to do to keep yourself calm, I highly suggest you do it. Also, it is 4:22 a.m. in the morning. I am running behind, which means routine is being messed up, which means I am autistic fog brain right now. So if I stumble over my words or just stare off into space for 15 minutes, apologies in advance, alright? Alright, now, let's go to where I left off the other day. One student record indicated he would receive 1 GED for aggression, including verbal threats of aggression or aggressively posturing, as well as actual aggression towards other, possession of weapons, destruction of property, or threats to destroy property, leaving a supervised area, running away. Gee, I wonder why he would ever run away from such a wonderful place, right? Hurting self or verbal threats to hurt self, swearing, yelling, screaming, or refusal to follow directions. Yeah, I'm up follow directions of you fuckers. Okay, psychotic Karen. His plans indicate he would receive GED exposures over a 10-minute period applied to his legs, waist, and in response to attempts to touch the GED transmitters in an effort to apply the GED to another student. The same student reported the last GED shock he received was for an incident of swearing. Page 14, part 5. This report indicates that different students receive different consequences for different behaviors. This is actually evidence of how individualized our treatment plans are. No, it's not, you moron! God help me! Okay, JRC, let me explain to you why you're wrong. Okay? Just because you have different things you shock each student for does not make your treatment program individualized. You know what makes a treatment program individualized? When you base the treatment program on the disability and the issues that the individual has who has that disability. That means for one person, you might use person-centered planning. For another, you might use positive behavioral reinforcement. For another, you might use another type of program. That's individualized. That is individualized. Saying that, well, we torture them for different reasons based on their treatment program doesn't make it individualized. What crack are you on? Not to mention the fact that you have admitted that you treat people with post-traumatic stress disorder, people coming in for mental health issues, people with Angelman syndrome, Down syndrome, ADHD, ADD, autism, all of it, you treat it under the same behavioral program, is not individualized. It's not. And you saying, well, we torture each student for different reasons is not the fucking flex you think it is. What crack are you on? Students may receive different consequences for different behaviors. If a student does not respond to one application for a particularly dangerous behavior, giving another student a GED application is particularly dangerous, then he or she may benefit from a stronger consequence, such as receiving multiple applications over a specific period of time as clinically indicated. In many cases, swearing is clear antecedent behavior to aggression. Oh, for fuck's sake, you sick sons of a bitches. You evil bastards. Oh, it wasn't enough. We gotta keep shocking them again and again and again and again. Oh, they scream, hit them again. Oh, they 10-step, hit them again. You evil sons of bitches. Oh, you better torture them multiple times if they say the word fuck, because that might lead to aggression. JRC, you reading your bullshit, that's triggering me towards aggression, okay? Reading your bullshit lies and your justification for torturing fucking kids is making me feel aggressive. I'm feeling violent now because you fuckers are triggering me towards it by your insanity. What treatment do you prescribe for me? Sorry, folks. Sorry for that outburst. But to me, to read that, to actually read that, to read that sentence and know somebody wrote it actually believing those words is horrifying. It's fucking horrifying. And if it's not horrifying to you, there is something fucking wrong with you. The student we believe your review team is referring to is doing extremely well. Extremely well. Multiple chucks for saying the word fuck. Oh, but he's doing well. Since the approval of the GED, he is now able to work on all his educational, transitional, social, and emotional goals as stated in his IEP. Yeah. Transition from what? Your hellhole? Prior to approval of the GED, he needed to be removed from his educational classroom and be educated in an alternative environment due to the high frequency of behaviors he was exhibiting. Oh, God fucking forbid you give reasonable accommodation to someone with a disability instead of torturing them. God fucking forbid you do your homework, you figure out what's triggering behaviors, and provide reasonable fucking accommodations as opposed to torturing that poor guy. God fucking forbid. At times, days would go by without any educational work being completed due to refusals to work on academics, refusals to follow any directions, disruptive behaviors such as swearing and instigating others, and aggressive behavior towards others that at times would lead to restraint. Now he's very focused on his academics and is always attentive during lessons and is eager to complete his assigned work. Behaviorally, he has made remarkable progress. He's in process of being faded from the GED and is currently being reviewed by the transition committee for increased levels of independence and an in-school job. You people are fucking psychotic. But now he's behaving like a good little robot. That you see how they try to turn that on a dime, right? You see how they just write that horrific shit and say, but look at all the progress he's made. It's called a trauma fear response. A trauma fear response, folks, is something I've unfortunately seen back in my state days. A trauma fear response will have you doing exactly what they're saying here, focusing on what you focus on and doing whatever they tell you without flinching. Because if you don't, you know what happens, right? However, we will only do just enough to be able to avoid punishment. At that point, you have shut down emotions and become a robot, and you're just going through the motions. You're doing whatever you have to do to not get hurt again. Which means you remove all response to everything. And if you actually listen to the independent investigators like NYSED that have gone into the JRC to observe the students' behavior, many of them have actually been completely fucking disturbed by the absolute robotic-like way and nature of the students there in the classrooms. It actually horrified many of them. But the JRC calls that progress because they're not engaging in those behaviors. They would rather traumatize the problem behaviors out of you than actually address the issues that are causing the behaviors. Oh, now they'll tell you, oh no, we try to find out and they just won't tell us. Gee, I fucking wonder why. When you're using basically a fucking shock device to torture me for simply existing while disabled, I'm hardly going to be going and fucking telling you my fucking secrets. Now am I? Right? Alright, and on that note, I'm going to close out. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject, and the few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this morning, and as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.